Last week we got the demo from Joseph, visual comparison testing, and maybe today we'll see how it works. Didn't work last week.
Yeah, yes, I hope.
Let's see. So I will add you to the agenda. Any other demo?
Yes, I would have one. Also, what I wanted to do last week, something about the admin culture picker for Hisham.
Okay, thank you. So, and then here we saw the PR during a triage. There were comments on the PR, I think. Status and topics, questions. Let's see, it's open. So we have that status. PRs were merged. Discussions were had. So Orchard 1. Everything is up to date, nothing new since last week. In Orchard Core. So 19 here. Wait, nothing was merged? Or do I have a filter? What? It's not possible. What am I missing? Yeah, filter.
I think you didn't merge the main branch because you have 82 changes missing. Or maybe I'm wrong.
I don't see any changes to main in the last week, indeed. I mean, since the 20th.
We did triage. We did merge some things.
Your current branch is not main. It's 1.4.
Yes, but does it matter? Doesn't matter. We didn't merge anything wrong. But I'm confused. We did some triage on Thursday. So I just accepted the pull request. I didn't merge them, any of them. Because we went over the issues and some of them had PRs. And we went to look at them. So we didn't merge anything. Maybe. I was not alone in the meeting, so.
Yeah, there are actually like 14 approved pull requests which are not merged. Well, a couple of them are legal, don't merge and stuff, but
Yeah,
it seems there are a couple that can be.
Maybe we didn't merge. I thought we had merged some of them, at least in the main triage, but if I look at the commit history, we didn't merge anything. Wow. So we didn't merge during the triage, and I assume nobody merged anything that was approved explicitly. What does it mean here? Linked issue. So if I look at this one, so approved. 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 Theory adjustment. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I know we had to cut it short because I had to go. Cut it short. I mean, it was already over at least 20 minutes, and we still hadn't finished with the issues. But I thought we had seen some PRs. Interesting. And mentioned. Okay, so we didn't merge anything. Just approved a few things and talked about issues. So here, the only thing that got merged since last week was update the end of web ASP.NET Core package. Okay. 5.0 to 5.1. That's it. So sad. Okay, on Thursday we'll try to do. Oh no, not triage on Thursday. I'm completely out on Thursday. Ah, crap. Okay, so try to be proactive then, and when I say proactive, I mean I don't mean you're not proactive. I mean try to not hesitate and merge stuff while I'm not here. If you believe in yourself, then merge the things that you think should be merged on Thursday or before or after, between today and next Tuesday. Crap. Okay. So just that and nothing urgent one. Wow, that's a record. Thank you, Antoine, at least to merge something. I would have felt bad. And demos. Demos. Who wants to start? Joseph?
Yes, I can start.
How should I pronounce your name? If I can.
Yeah, yes, Joseph is okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I start sharing. And here is it. Okay, I started the test before the meet, so I hope it will start again when I want to show it. So in a few words, because this the second part of this demo, and it previously not finished successfully. So we are talking, I will demo an implementations of visual verification test with UI Testing Toolbox. The visual verification testing in this implementation is compares the visible output of the application against to a baseline or reference image, and let's see it in work. So my first test is a very basic test. It check that it checks the title part of the page, and it will fails if something changes. So let's start it. So now it will pass. This is the first try. To check it works. Okay, so you can see it passes, and I change the site name, for example, this, and start the test again. You see the text is changed, and now the test has failed, but this test is repeated for 3 times if it fails. So I should wait a bit.
Can you tell why is it repeated, by the way?
In some cases, I think, sorry, and this is the base settings. I have no info. I will check this, and I will come back with the answer.
So sorry, that was a loaded question. Yeah, you know, UI tests can be flaky actually. So there's a lot about timing. So when the automation clicks something in the browser, it might take half a second. It might take 2 minutes if there's some glitch. And we want to make sure that the tests themselves don't get flaky just by the automation being flaky. And repetition is one, or repeating the whole test if it fails is one very crude approach to that. We have a lot of other pieces that also guard flakiness. Well, guard against flakiness.
I have a question. I see in the test detail summary in the bottom right of Visual Studio that the baseline image was loaded from embedded resource. How do you create those resources? At what point of the test do you do that?
I will show it a minute. I want just complete this demo, and I will show how it generated. So as you can see, the test has failed, and you can find the failure dump in the failure dump informations, visual verification output, and you can find the baseline image in the failure dumps. You can see this is the original test that we want to see. Here is a diff image, which shows that where is the difference, and you can find the captured output of the application. So this is the end of the test, and you can find all the required information about the failure. So, and how the baseline images are generated. Yes, the baseline images are embedded resources, and I will show how it's generated. Okay, so I remove all the baseline images. I don't know which is the actually selected, and I left the test as is, so it will contain an invalid output. Okay, and now I run the test again. The logic behind the test is that is very similar, like should list match approved behavior. So if the engine didn't find a baseline image for a given test, it will capture the baseline in the first run, and after when the test runs again, the previously captured baseline image are used as baseline, and after you can see now is tested, the new baseline image are generated, and that's all. If you want to, the only thing you need to do in this case is just change the build action for the resource, for the image to be an embedded resource, and after that the new baseline image will contains in this for this example will contains the this text. And
question, comment. I have a question and a comment. Question and comment. So yeah, it's very clever to generate it when it's not there, which means that the file is then added to the repository, correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. Second comment is, why do we have to embed them in the DLL? Also,
it's not required to embed to the DLL. This is required if you want to use a you want to generate a self-contained assembly. For example, if you want to publish your test setup or test project to NuGet, for example.
Yeah, so that's like nobody wants to do that, but maybe you want to do that, but that's not if that's not necessary, then fine. And it will work as is if you don't embed them then.
Yes, it's work.
Okay, good.
Okay,
that's very important, I think, because that's much simpler than embedding them. I don't see the point of embedding them. If you say to put your test on NuGet, fine, but I mean, why?
I think because it's possible, so we can do it.
Actually, the reason for that, if I may or inject something, we specifically needed that because we also publish, among others, the UI test for our modules that you can run in your own app to make sure that you haven't done anything that breaks our module's functionality. I think pretty much that's the only valid use case here.
But then the image, so how is the piece of the screen taken? Because if I had a logo on my site, technically it will break all your tests, right? But when I saw the screenshot from Joseph, it was only a small part of the UI. How are these parts of the screen taken?
This is the part is selected by
a selector, a CSS selector.
Yes,
wow.
CSS selector, for example.
So you can say compare this DOM element.
Yes, I can see, and but you can compare the full page, the whole page, if you want. Yes, exactly what you say. You can select by CSS selector or text selector or anything else that the by selector supports.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. And I think comparing text is not a big sample, so I can show you another test with chart.js. If you are interested in.
What I was about to say also is, yeah, your test is when you for your demo, in terms of demos, you changed the text of the site name to show that it's failing. That's not what I would have done. What I would have showed is you don't change the code, but you change a template like a CSS thing, and then like the background. And then I would have expected it to fail because the background changed. Because here changing the test, I mean, yeah, it's obvious you broke the site explicitly, so why did you break it? But what you want to show is that unintentional change, yeah, like the background text in the CSS or HTML, something like that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Okay, thanks. Great.
Go on with your demo.
Oh, plus, okay. So I have one more demo with Chart.js. This is a canvas-based chart library. So started, it will pass first on the first run, and after I change something, and it will fail. So let's see it. Okay, few minutes, and here is the bar chart and the line chart. So it passes, no problem, and I make some change. Yes, for example. Okay. And let's see it again. So what I changed is some of the expenses of user. In this sample, you can see by eyes the changes are visible. And let's see the failure dumps. This verification. So this is the baseline image. It is sorry, the test repeats. I think this is the final one. Yes. Okay. So this is the difference between the baseline and the output of the application, and this is the captured output of the application, and I think it's cool. Okay, that's all.
Thank you. So I assume Zoltan shared the links on how to use that.
Yep, I shared a link to the samples that Yoto has shown, where it's everything is demonstrated.
So your turn, Zoltan, for the demo.
All right, just a sec. Let me also share a link for this one. And here it is. So while I'm doing the demo, the credit is not mine. I'm just standing in for Hisham's work because Hisham asked me to demo what he had developed as a culture picker for the backend. And this is how it looks like. This is work in progress. Others have reviewed it. I didn't. I just added a couple of comments about things I noticed. And this is how it works. Some vanilla orchard. Under features, you will notice a new admin culture picker feature. And if you enable it, then at first nothing will happen. But if you also go to here and set up for side cultures, or if you actually already had some, then this culture picker will appear here. I have the Hungarian culture as the default one simply because my machine is configured with the Hungarian culture and that was used during setup. So that's why we have that as the default here, Hungarian as in Magyar. But I also added French and English. So if we switch over to French, then of course everything will be in French, like sécurité and recherche and blog. And of course, in English, nothing changes.
Blog is not French, blog is English.
Or in French, probably it's blogger.
Maybe.
And you can see Hungarian is very similar to English. Well, no, there's no Hungarian localization in Orchard. Shame on us. So that's it. As you can see, it works just as you'd expect.
No, I'm confused. I didn't understand anything. What worked? Why did you click? Because I didn't. I see the top down on the top right.
Yeah, it's very complex.
No, but I'm serious actually. I
Oh.
don't. Maybe I missed the click or the, because now I see Français, but was there a delay between what you are saying and what we are seeing? Am I the only one to? Because now I see Magyar.
Yeah.
What is Magyar?
That's Hungarian in Hungarian.
Oh, thank you. That's why you didn't say that.
I did actually.
Yeah, you mentioned it was Hungarian, but you didn't say. Did you say Magyar was Hungarian? Okay, sorry. Okay, you said Hungarian was the default, and I was focusing on the bottom left. HU. I'm like, yes, that's the default, and I didn't understand what it was Magyar on top right. So if you open the selection, the drop down, can you open it?
You should see it being opened.
I don't see anything. That's why.
Oh, okay. Oh, that does explain things.
The drop down doesn't open at all. I can just see the selected value, which is Magyar.
Oh, that's
the drop down is. I can see the pop-up French, English, Google Translate. So that you have a plugin that is doing bad things. So try again.
Okay. So then Teams screen sharing product is not that.
I don't see anything. So I can see English now and French. Yeah, the drop down doesn't show up. That's why we couldn't see it. I didn't understand what was happening.
Sorry about that. Yes, there is a drop down.
With just the values from the settings.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. And once you select, for instance, English, French, or Hungarian, then when you navigate across the site, it doesn't change, right?
Yes. I hope it still works like that, but let's see. I don't know. Oh no, but it saves to a cookie.
It's supposed to. That's what I would have expected. That's why I'm asking, because there was in the PR that we reviewed some mention to the cookie that I didn't understand yet until now. Now it makes sense. That's why when I saw your demo, I'm like, maybe that's the cookie thing. So I want to check that, and it doesn't work. Okay, so there is a bug, but I assume the behavior is that once you select it, it should stay.
Yeah, that should be it, of course.
And can you explain the issue? Why is this feature there? Why do we need this feature?
Yeah, so I'll try to share what Hisham may have thought. Well, I think he did mention it briefly. Obviously, in a multi-language website, you might want to provide a localized version of the admin as well, and you might also want to have the same language on the admin than on the front end. That's one thing. The second is that you might not have a front end at all. Thinking of headless or even in the decoupled approach where Orchard is not managing this part. So if you want to localize the admin, you need to somehow be able to select the culture, and well, admin culture selector is just for that.
I have another theory, complementary theory. Can you open the localization settings to see the list of the cultures that are installed?
Right.
So here we have English, French, Hungarian, and you see culture by default. Default culture. Default culture is the one. No, I see. So yeah, so that my theory is that when you're in the admin, the language used in the admin has nothing to do with the default culture here. It's selected by ASP.NET based on your browser settings, based on your cookies, like you stored something. But in your case, it should be Hungarian because your browser is Hungarian, or maybe English because your browser is English, whatever. And what happens is that sometimes you don't want your admin to be in the language of your browser. You might want to force your admin in a different language. And that would be a reason to have that on the admin.
I'm not sure about that, but probably, yeah. By the way, now if you just refresh this dust stick, yeah.
Okay, so that might be a smallish bug, yeah.
Yeah, something.
But
strange.
yeah, so now you're in. No, maybe it's because of. Yeah, I see it switching.
Yeah, it's inconclusive.
That's nice. I like where it's placed because it has to be always available. And also this default culture is, that's nothing to do with default culture. Default culture is ready for the content in this case. Yeah, that's ready for the content. What we want here is to change the UI language without taking into account the other provider, which are the URL, the Chrome setting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, looks nice. So Teams is blocking the drop down. That's weird. Why would Teams do that? It's just the browser stuff. You can see it, we can't see it. That's weird. Oh, maybe you shared only the application and not your screen?
Just a window, yes.
That's what I explained. Okay, maybe it's creating a different window for that or something like that. Yeah. Bootstrap, whatever. Okay, great. That's good. We'll continue the review next time. Or if people are validating the changes, then we can merge the PR. Though now that we found there is a real bug somehow, we have to fix that. Awesome. Was there something I wanted to add? Nope, I saw Jasmin said he was working on the Elasticsearch PR. Yeah. Questions, comments? Okay, then we'll end the meeting here. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks Joseph and Zoltan for the demos. See you on Tuesday. No triage on Thursday. You can still try to join if Gabor opens the room, or you can just spend a few minutes merging the PR that are approved or reviewing the PRs and approving them. Thanks everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.